Hello, I mean, I'm like, what man doesn't understand what I'm saying? And that's where we get into a bigger, broader subject about what pissed me off about how pathetic this industry can be at times. Don't act like you don't agree with me. Don't act like you don't see, meaning you don't see what I'm saying. Don't act like I'm out of left field as a man.
So I assumed that Mayweather was in a similar spot because he made so much cash, and if you invested even in common stocks, you should do pretty well. But I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd Mayweather? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say he can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it.
Stephen A. Smith has expressed criticism of Floyd Mayweather's spending habits, arguing that he could have managed his wealth more wisely. According to Smith, instead of squandering his substantial earnings, Mayweather should have focused on saving and making smart investments to secure his financial future.
Make sure you develop your own lobbyist, right? And it's an abundance of y'all. And y'all have the capital to influence government. But you're not thinking like that because it involves real work and it involves a real conscientious thought. RC might have that, I might have.
You can see him visiting Floyd Mayweather during his peak years. At the time, Mayweather proudly displayed his collection of luxury cars, high-end watches, and other lavish belongings throughout his opulent home.
Beautiful house, my man. How many square feet is this?
A little bit over 20,000 square feet, 3 or 4 levels.
Money Mayweather, seems appropriate that you would be living in Vegas.
My mentality is always about, working smarter, not harder.
I see that picture. Who is that?
And that's where it all started from.
That's you?
That's me. This picture is old school. I got the old school gloves on. And this is made of carpet, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in a boxing ring in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Tawasi Boxing Club. That's where it all started from.
But you knew instantly you wanted to be a fighter.
That's all I knew. My whole life, that's all I knew.
What's your definition of toy?
Well, private jet, Enzo.
Aries Spears spoke out about the dangers of reckless spending, drawing comparisons to Mike Tyson's financial struggles. He emphasized how poor money management can impact even the most successful athletes, underscoring the importance of smart financial decisions.
The house I was hanging out at was one of like the OG jewelers. Like these are the, one of the jewelers that supplies like all the other jewelers, right? And he told me that Mayweather is broke.
I keep hearing this.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true.
I don't think so.
But he said that based on his spending and so forth, this is why these fights are happening now. That he needs to make some money back. That the spending has outpaced the money that,
he's been retired.
Right.
And he's still, flying to Monaco with a bad bitch, buying up half the store.
Right. Always flying private.
Yeah.
Does he have his own plane?
Yeah, he does.
He does, right. So that's massively expensive. Even if you own it, the upkeep is huge. Right. Plus all the properties, all the property tax. Yeah, I mean, if you're not properly invested, because there was he was saying that he bought this building in the Diamond District, but people are saying that's, the same jeweler said that's actually not true.
Right.
So there's been a lot of stuff like that. Listen, I hope not, man, but I remember I interviewed Tyson. He lost
Business expert Grant Cardone criticized Floyd Mayweather's financial decisions, suggesting that a combination of risky investments and extravagant spending has hindered his ability to achieve long-term financial stability and growth.
Mayweather's got 22 million people following him. But is it any good? Like I don't know what it does with him. Like, does it do business with him? Does it transact with him? I know guys with big followings. But there's nothing happens as a result of the following.
So you on the is Floyd rich or is Floyd broke? Which side?
I don't know. I think Floyd ends up broke.
Ends up broke.
If he doesn't, it's not a Floyd thing. It's not a Floyd thing. It's an asset thing. If you don't end up in assets, you end up broke.
Yeah.
So because you can't keep fighting forever.
So if Floyd was watching right now, what would you say to him?
Floyd, you need to spend as much time working on your investments as you do in Neiman Marcus or the Gucci store, the Fendi store.
He could just invest with you, though, right?
He could invest to Cardone Capital. I would ensure that he's a billionaire.
Wow.
Like you cannot become a.
DJ Academics responded to a Business Insider report detailing Floyd Mayweather's financial issues, which reportedly include unpaid debts on luxury cars like Mercedes and several other outstanding obligations that were not settled.
He said, I want to let everybody know this. He said in 2021, every property I have is paid for. My jet, paid for. All my cars is paid for. I own $1 billion buildings. Everything is no longer paid for. They're exposing him if you don't know. Mayweather took out millions of dollars in mortgages on his homes last year. A Business Insider review shows he also faced a string of lawsuits and liens that say he owes money for a Mercedes Maybach G-Wagon. Wait, they make Maybach G-Wagons? What the jet fuel, which obviously is for his jet, and garbage collection at his Las Vegas mansion. So it looks like they've pulled all his debt. At the same time, he's trumpeted a major entry into the big league. Commercialized real estate. Starting in the fall of 2024, Mayweather talked about spending blitz on commercial property in New York through his newly formed.
Making wiser financial choices and managing resources more effectively could have ensured his long-term financial security.
He owed so much money to them and had apparently not much of it in liquidity, not much that he could actually spend, or at least that's what his representative said. His representatives wrote back to the IRS, this true story, you guys can look it up, that he could not make the payment. He couldn't do it. He didn't have $22 million liquid in cash. For a guy that had made, up until that point, let's just say $900 million, because he made $300 million fighting Conor, he didn't have $22 million sitting around in a bank for all that cash he's flexing, for all those cars, for all the places. And again, I'm not saying that multi-millionaires and billionaires have $1 billion liquid, but you couldn't have found 22 mil. So his representative said, wait, we're going to have this fight and then he'll pay you after.
Floyd Mayweather often portrays himself as the ultimate figure in boxing, claiming that no other fighter can match his skills or accomplishments. While confidence is crucial in competitive sports, his constant self-promotion can frustrate peers, fans, and analysts. This type of behavior, common among top athletes striving for influence and dominance, sometimes comes across as arrogance. Critics argue that his frequent boasting can overshadow his real achievements, making him appear more focused on image than legacy. Still, Mayweather's record inside the ring is indisputable, with numerous victories and titles to his name. However, his public persona, marked by displays of wealth and superiority, means admiration is often tempered by skepticism and criticism from both the boxing community and general audiences.
Right now, I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. Had tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner. The ultimate goal is to find the next Floyd Mayweather that can break my records.
So is Gervonta?
Chael Sonnen points out that Floyd Mayweather, like many top-level fighters, faces the challenge of maintaining financial stability after retirement. While his career brought tremendous fame and wealth, the public spotlight eventually fades, and an athlete's prime years are limited. Many fighters who devote their lives to the sport are often unprepared for life outside the ring. Without careful financial planning, smart investments, or alternative career paths, even the most successful athletes can face financial uncertainty once their competitive relevance declines. Sonnen emphasizes that while boxing can be highly lucrative at its peak, it offers little long-term security if money is not managed wisely. Mayweather's situation reflects this broader reality, demonstrating that fame and talent alone are not enough to ensure lasting wealth without strategic planning, discipline, and foresight.
Boxer, do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face. The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view. whatever boxing pay-per-view is the biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time is just whoever put out the press release and lied more than the person before them. These have never been confirmed by leadership of a publicly traded company, who is the one that supplies the pay-per-view. It is illegal for them to lie. You have never heard Time Warner. You have never heard Cox. You never heard DirecTV. You have never...
And Leard highlights the financial challenges currently facing Floyd Mayweather. As of February 2026, Mayweather has filed a $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks and former executive Steven Espinosa, seeking to recover funds and strengthen his financial position. Over the course of his career, it's estimated that Mayweather earned more than $1.2 billion from fight purses alone, an extraordinary amount by any measure. Leard points out, however, that while his earnings were massive, his spending habits were equally significant. Interview 16. That's a wrap for today's video. Be sure to stay tuned for more updates and insights in the coming episodes.
Mayweather has initiated a massive $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks and former executive Steven Espinosa. So he's trying to get some bread right now.
The estimate is that he made over $1.2 billion over the course of his career in just earnings from fights.
Yeah. I think a question, though, that you should also ask outside of like how much has he made is how much has he spent, you know? Because I would say he's fully capable of spending close to $1 billion in the last 25 years.
You say that, but I not to turn into the movie Brewster's Millions from the 1980s. It's hard to spend that money. It really is hard to spend that much money and end up in a situation where you have to fight at 49 because you're so used to a lifestyle that brings in giant amounts of money that the only way for you to make a giant amount of money is to do what he's...
It's reported that Floyd Mayweather has spent nearly $1 billion over the past 25 years, maintaining a lavish lifestyle that includes luxury cars, high-end jewelry, designer clothing, and extravagant experiences. Such spending makes it difficult, even for someone with his earning power, to maintain long-term financial stability. Lear draws a parallel to the story of Brewster's Millions, showing how massive income can still be outpaced by extravagant spending, sometimes leading to unexpected choices, like returning to the ring at age 49 to generate revenue. He also notes that much of Mayweather's wealth and public attention have been fueled by fan fascination, with audiences captivated to see whether he could be defeated, highlighting the influence of celebrity culture and spectacle in boxing.